Hello, we are Sales Tax and More. Welcome back to our series where we break down some tax basics. Today's topic will focus on international sellers. Question 1. Who is considered an international seller? We consider an international seller to be anyone whose primary place of business is outside of the United States. However, even if their primary place of business is in the US, they can still be considered an international seller if they're formed or reside outside of the US. Question 2. What are some of the common issues that international sellers face? There are 3 major issues facing international sellers. The first is sellers not realizing that they may have an obligation to collect and remit sales tax in the US. If you're selling into a state and reach a certain dollar threshold or number of transactions, then there is a requirement to collect and remit sales tax. It's important to note that each state has different dollar thresholds and number of transactions. Number 2 involves if a seller decides that they want to become compliant and register, because now the seller would have to collect and remit the taxes. This can create issues because a lot of states don't allow transfers from foreign banks. The third one is just understanding the laws, because the US is different from most countries. Most countries have a form of value-added tax, but the US is very different because they have a sort of double value-added tax. Question 3. Does an international seller need a US entity to sell in the US or collect sales tax? No, you do not need a US entity to sell into the United States or to collect sales tax. It can be done with a seller's foreign entity. They can even register the foreign entity to collect and remit the sales tax. Question 4. Are there any benefits of opening a US entity? Opening up a US entity and taking certain steps with specific taxes that may be legally due in the US can potentially lead to being taxed at a lower rate. For more information and other free resources, including webinars, blogs, and podcasts, or any questions, you can reach out to us at salestaxandmore.com.